It's April 21st. It's just a pleasure to be here to bring the word every day and just to talk about what God is speaking in my heart. Every day is a beautiful day that God has given us. And so today is just an example of that. I talked about the last few days about just, the tooth pain I've been in, and it's gone, but it's gone because there's no longer a tooth there. And that's maybe a lesson for life. Sometimes things need to leave in your life as well. Because they're not healthy for you, and it's still all in the good grace of the Lord, and just trusting God and what He does and how He is in our life is very key. There is times of trouble and there's times of goodness, and every day God is good and deserves all praise, completely in all praise. So to get in the verse we chose today from the reading from the 1 Year Bible, I chose Joshua 22, 26 to 27. I'm going to read it real quick. Therefore we say, let us now prepare to build us an altar, not for burnt offerings nor for sacrifice, but it may be a witness between us and you for our generations after us, that we might do in the service to the Lord before Him with our burnt offerings and with our sacrifices and with our peace offerings, that your children may not say to our children in the time to come, you have no part in the Lord. So the summary of this one is very clear. And the Jews, part of had actually stayed on one side of the Jordan River, and another one had stayed on the other side, where of course Jerusalem ended up being. And the one that had been on the far side of the Jordan were accused. So, even whether it's Christians or those who are the family of God, the family of Abraham, we can get misunderstandings. And today we call this judging fairly, and just being tempered, very tempered in your judgment. And so one side thought that they were going to have their own altar and not even serve God, just go against God's rules. But they didn't understand that those on the far side of the Jordan were saying the same thing. We don't want to be forgotten. We don't want to be said that we can't go to the altar and give sacrifices and worship God. So both were actually serving God. And so I think this happens, like I was saying, in our Christian community. The evil one loves to have division. He loves that when Christians fight. When the army of God is fighting against itself, it's easy to attack. And no different from this time back in the Old Testament. Neither side was wrong. It was a misunderstanding of words. In the end, it got worked out, as both said, well, I'm loyal to the Lord, and so am I, and this is what I was doing. It got worked out, and that's beautiful. But there's several things that happened to us. Both responded with concern for God's holiness. Both responded with courage and did it with love to the other side. And I confronted the issue, but I'm doing so in love, and this is the honest truth. I'm serving the Lord. They, of course, were attempted to reconcile. We don't want to fight. We're doing this for this reason. And then they got the details. Hey, they really before in that reconciliation process, they were going through what is the details? What are you doing with this altar? Well, why have you put this up? And they also did another key point. They looked at it from the other person's eyes. There's always a statement I read in a book a long time ago: seek to understand the man across from you, the person across from you, before you seek to be understood. And that's very important. What's the perspective of the other person? And the other last piece, do you believe the other person? Are they being honest? And have you checked the details? So again, it's very important to go through the process of judging fairly. It could be in circumstances, people even use this process, oh, I've been judged unfairly. But what are the details? What are the details to make sure that all parties are being fair? And really, it's a message from a lot of stuff. Putting God first. Is God first in your situation with a conflict? Is He first in your actions today? Is He first in everything you do? And are you looking to show love and kindness and peace? Or do you want division? Do you want separation? What do you want in your life and for those around you? My prayer is simple and always the same thing. May my life be in God's path, not my own. And that's such a deep prayer if you think about it. I want God to choose my direction. I don't want to choose, because I know my wisdom is not at His level. So I pray His will be done instead of my own. hope this is helpful. It's just a pleasure to come here every day and give my thoughts as I listen and read the Bible. And I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow.